All right, hey, welcome to another Davil's Advice. So it's another week, and there's more questions out there, so we gotta answer them. So the first one, kind of a downer. I'm 17 and have chemo on Monday. I need some good movies to watch, make me laugh, and keep me entertained for 3 days in the hospital. Can you help? Certainly. So just first throw this out there. You're probably going to be pretty tired from the chemo. I've never had it myself, but I've known people who have, and they generally sleep a lot and they're real tired. So don't worry, time will fly by because you'll be passed out most of the time. But things to help you fall asleep. Mythbusters is a good one for me. That show, just you watch that on Hulu or Netflix or whatever, and you'll pass the time like nobody's business. So definitely keep an eye on check that out because it's usually entertaining, fun. You learn a little something along the way. If that's not your cup of tea, I'll check out South Park. South Park's always good for passing the time. It's funny, especially the older episodes, and the newer ones are funny too. They're just more intelligent, I suppose, with their humor. Um, as far as show or movies go, I would say anything John Carpenter has made. I mean, if you've seen the Stranger Things, they pretty much ripped off his entire style. His favorite, one of my favorite movies, actually probably my favorite movie, is actually Big Trouble in Little China, which is a great, great movie by John Carpenter. As man, I can't even remember the guy's name. I always forget his name. But yeah, the guy who plays in that is he's really funny. It's a really good movie. He was in the Hateful Eight, actually. He was also in The Thing, the older movie. He was in a lot of John Carpenter movies, actually. But yeah, check out anything by John Carpenter. Those are all really good movies. Um, and anything recent, hard for me to say because I'm not a big fan of recent movies, but there's a lot of good 80s and 90s movies out there. If you get bored, check out Netflix or Hulu. And there you go. All right, next one. How do I improve my eyesight naturally? My glass number is negative 3.5, and I want it reduced to negative 1.5, negative 1. My friend tells me laser operation also works, but I want to treat it naturally. I'm ready to wait for years to cure it. Please suggest exercises, eyes, if any. Um, so there's not really anything that you're going to be able to do that's going to naturally improve your vision. As it turns out, there's actually a limit to how well you can see based on when you started wearing glasses. It's kind of a weird phenomenon, but like there's not really anything that's going to help you get your eyes better. If you spend more time in wide open spaces where you have to focus on farther objects, you'll get, judging by prescription, you're nearsighted, which I used to be. I actually got laser eye surgery, and it was probably the best thing I've ever had done. I would do that again 100% because I went from I actually had like a negative 2.5, so not quite as bad as what your prescription is, but pretty bad. Like I couldn't see the floor from if I was like standing up, I couldn't make out. Like the floor just looked like a blob of color. Um, so yeah, it was really nice to have laser eye surgery because I went from having that real bad vision, then to wear contacts and glasses all the time, to having this perfect, better than 20/20. I've got I want to say 10/10 or something like that. I've got real good vision. I can like see leaves on trees down the road. It's awesome. But like I was kind of saying, your vision already is going to be kind of based on when you started wearing glasses because of a weird thing where your brain kind of learns how to see as good as you can possibly see at by the time you're age 8 or so, something like that, 6 or 8, something like that. So depending on how old you are, you get better or worse options. It's best to get the laser eye surgery earlier on because even once you hit the age of about 40 or so, you start to lose uh, your your close in sighting, even if you get laser eye surgery. So yeah, definitely look into eye surgery. I know it's not natural, but it's better living through technology. Come on now, it's like being the bionic man. So I would do it. There's not really a whole lot of natural options that are going to help you out too much. Because believe me, I tried, but yeah, just get the surgery. Because it happens in a day, and then you're back on your feet within like hours. You can see again, and it's awesome. Moving on. I tend to see being productive as catching up rather than getting ahead, which lowers my drive and enthusiasm. Any fresh perspectives to help me change this train of thought. Um, being productive as catching up. What do you mean? You see, like doing your job is catching up by just doing what you're supposed to? I'm kind of confused on that, but yeah. Here's my advice: just do your fucking job. Whatever you're doing, just you'll find that it's a lot easier to get things done if you just do them sooner. You know, like it's always better, in my opinion. Like I used to procrastinate all the damn time. Like I would never want to do anything. But eventually I learned that like simple things like in the kitchen when you're cooking, right? You can like let things sit in the sink and soak, and then I would end up letting them sit there for days, and the fucking sink would smell awful. Better option was just to clean it as I go. It's easier to do that way, and then it's done. I don't have to worry about it later. Um, just small. Try to make small changes, pretty much. Make small changes to the way you do things, and over time, that'll build up to bigger things. I guess that's the easiest way to look at it. Is just make small changes and go on that way. Um, Husband broke my phone in half. Need pictures off of it. Okay. Long story. My husband, soon to be ex, went completely psycho on me, got physical with me, and broke my phone in half, so I couldn't leave or contact anyone. I'm now safe. Well, that's good. But completely depressed. And I have lost most of the pictures of my newborn daughter. I have some backed up on my Google account, but not all are the recent ones. I really need someone tech handy to be my hero and help me out if possible. Samsung J7, the SD card is fine and has pictures on it, but I have some on the actual phone. Thank you. It might take me a day or so to reply since I have no phone currently. Um, yeah, you're not going to be able to do this on your own unless you really had extensive knowledge, which it doesn't sound like you do. So, um, the actual physical memory of the phone is almost definitely like hardwired onto the phone. So the chances of you getting it back pretty damn slim. Uh, it it is actually probably next to nothing. Is really what I would say. You might be able to get someone who's real specialized that might be able to do some micro soldering and desoldering and take the chips off of it that contain the information, and then you'd have to get another exact same phone, and then they'd have to solder that onto the new phone. I just don't really see that happening, to be honest. At least you got the SD card, and that's about the best you can do, I would think. I would say in the future, just have like all your stuff back up to like an actual. If you get Windows 10, you can get OneDrive, and that's basically infinite. So I would just do that. That seems like a much better option. All my pictures go to my OneDrive, and then they're on all my computers. I don't have to worry about it. I can't really fix the problem that you have, but I can tell you that that's what I would do in the future. Captain Hindsight. Okay, moving on. My mother just approached me about getting counseling for a gaming addiction. As the title above mentions, my mother just approached me about getting counseling. I've been around computers for a while now, 14 years. He's 24. I was recently away at college for the last 3 years and recently took a hiatus from schooling as it was becoming too much. My mother agreed to allow me to move back in with her, but my involvement with esports at school and how I would like to have a career in esports, she equates that to me having an addiction despite what I actually do in my spare time. Dealing with some depression, where I could barely leave my bed because I had zero motivation. My mother has always equated my life's hardships to gaming. I don't feel like my issues are because of gaming, but because of my own choices or lack thereof. I'm a fairly passive individual. I usually let people walk over me in order to keep tensions low. Okay, so TLDR version. Mom thinks I have an addiction. I really only spend 2-3 hours actually gaming and not every day. No job, but actually looking for one. Uh, it's time to get you counseling anyway. You probably don't need gaming addiction counseling, but counseling anyway is probably not a bad idea for you. Because honestly, if you have no motivation to do anything, it sounds like you just need like I don't know. You need some kind of direction, man. Join the military. That'll give you some direction. Um, you'll learn that not having choices kind of sucks. So you'll start getting your choices back. You'll start wanting to make choices. So do 4 or 5 years and get out and move on. And also probably help pay for your college and junk and a better life. But if you don't want to do that, um, yeah, play games if you want to, honestly. But keep in mind that you can't let people walk all over you. You gotta stand up for yourself every now and then. There comes a time when you need to grow up, and you're about at the age where you should have grown up a little while ago. So now's the time to grow up. Stop being a bitch. That's pretty much my standing advice for that kind of thing. Moving on. I find it hard to talk. Anyone else have this issue? It's hard to explain, but when I talk, it never feels natural. I always feel exhausted and uncomfortable. Even if I'm saying a short sentence, it almost feels like I'm doing a voice or a fake accent. That's the best way I can describe. Like I'm constantly suppressing something. Okay. I would say practice makes perfect. Try just talking more. Maybe read a book, but read it out loud. That will probably help you out a lot. I think it's the best advice I can give you is just practice. If you have an issue with talking, you just kind of need to train your brain to talk. And you do that by doing it more often. My guess is you're kind of an introverted person. You don't talk to people that much, so best option, just talk more. Yeah, that's about it. How do I turn my life around career-wise? Hey Reddit, I'm a 28-year-old male from Ontario, Canada. I work my annual labor most of my life, and I'm wondering how I can change my career path. My current workplace is a place where I'm miserable every day, and my body is already starting to fall apart. Having a fiance and 2 stepkids, I know my responsibility to contribute to our income is more important than my happiness. The question I guess I'm asking is, are there any online courses I could take to maybe get a decent office-paying job, or is there any way I can afford to go to school while contributing to my part to our living expenses? I would love to be successful for my family while at the same time not having to worry about not being able to work due to possible future injuries in life. Sorry, this is all a mouthful. I'm just looking for some guidance. Well, there's a bunch of different options out there. There's plenty of colleges you can do online these days. Degrees aren't really the way to. I don't think degrees are the best way to get a job. Most jobs, at least in the U.S., they look for experience. So if you can get experience, that's the best way to do things. The other option is if you're doing manual labor, you can kind of work your way up that ladder if you have the intelligence to do so. Maybe start looking into a degree in. It's always hard to shift careers, especially completely. If you want to completely change everything, it's going to take a lot of time because you got to think about the fact that you're not going to get a degree in something without having any kind of experience and then start off near the top or in the middle or probably anywhere where you were before. The best thing to do really is take what experience you have in the field you're in now, and if you don't completely hate the field that you're in, you can get a degree like maybe a business degree in your case and apply that to where you are now to maybe get into management or find another what if you're like in a construction company, find another construction agency that may need a managerial type position. And then you won't have to do so much of the manual labor. You'll just be doing some of the more, you'll be doing the work of, managing the people. And that's usually better to be the boss than it is to be one of the grunts, right? So that's not the best advice I can give you. I mean, if you want to do something else completely different, like an office job, again, I would say try to stick to the same field because then you can use the experience you've already acquired and push that up into going into a job for those type of people. So that's pretty much my only advice for that. And we'll do One more. This is an interesting one. I have to choose between one of two lives that I'm currently living. That's neat. I need some help deciding how I should move forward with my life. Here's my predicament. I live in both Washington, D.C. and Austin, Texas, and I have to choose one soon. I'm originally from D.C. 1 year ago, I suggested to my three best friends in a fit of inspiration to drive to a new city and live there post-college, which was awesome. We were going to drive down there, then my girlfriend of 2 years would follow suit once she graduated a few months. September 16, we drove down. And my girlfriend broke up with me out of nowhere because she felt like I was ditching her. That stung a lot. Still looking forward, I planted my feet firmly in Austin, Texas, and I gotta tell you, it's absolutely gorgeous there. Beautiful city, beautiful people, and I'm happy every second I spend it with my best friends. But 1 week into signing my lease, I got a call from a major national news conglomerate stationed back on DC asking me to freelance edit for them. I can't say no to an opportunity like that. I'm lucky to have a family member who works for an airline that allows me to fly very cheap. So I set a system where I could fly and pick up certain freelance shifts back in DC, then fly back to my home in Austin. While in Austin, I apply for Austin work, but nothing great comes back to me. It's been 7 months of doing this, and it's beginning to strain all of my relationship as well as my mental health. Since I don't spend enough time in Austin, another friend of ours moved into my room and he pays my rent while I'm away. In DC, I'm so alone, I don't have any friends to see or greet, and the workplace is incredibly stressful. But it's an incredibly big honor to work for a national news outlet and would look great on the resume. In Austin, I was all my joy of happiness, as well as my few best friends, but there are no high-end job opportunities for me there. Not nearly as great as the opportunities coming to me from DC. At DC is my mom, who is super stressed, moving to a small apartment, and my current freelance job working at a national news station, which is an honor and incredible. There's also my family who's going through some hard financial times, but they don't necessarily need me, although they have asked me to consider staying in DC and helping. I can't keep doing life this way, just like I don't have a home anymore, nor anything to work for. Let me know if you have any questions, so I can totally clarify. Alright, so it sounds like you're just going to Austin to have fun, and that's it. Like, you want to live in Austin because that's where your fun is, but you don't want to live in DC because that's where all the stress and work is. I think you need to find a happy medium at the place where you work. Unless you hate your job. It doesn't sound like you hate your job. It sounds like it's stressful, which, you know, if you're doing a rough job, it's going to be. But if you enjoy it, then I would keep doing it, especially if it's well paid, if it's good pay, and, you know, it's going to get you a better job later on. It's hard to say. You can't just have to make a choice. I personally would just ditch the Austin, Texas spot for now and just leave that, you know, I mean, you kind of already have. You only have to go there when you feel like it, which is good for you. But, you know, you don't have to go there unless you're kind of like on a vacation or something, right? I would say continue looking for a good job there that pays well, but don't live there. Like, don't spend all your time there. I mean, be with your family while you can. I don't know. Maybe it's also a good idea to just completely disconnect from DC and then find another job in Texas. I can't tell you. It's hard for me to say. I would say DC probably has higher tax rates. I'm actually probably almost positive it does. You know what? Screw it. Leave DC. You know, cut off the work. I mean, work remotely if you can. But you know, start to tone or cut back your work. Take a less well-paying job in Austin, Texas if you need to. If that's where you're happy, then that's where you need to be. I mean, it's really that simple. I mean, it seems like you were born in DC. You're originally from DC, yeah. So it sounds like you're just holding back because that's where you're from. I would say cut ties to there, go back there when you gotta visit the family when you need to. But one of the best things I ever did was move away from my hometown and my home state because I hate Illinois. I don't really hate it. I actually like it, but one of the best things I ever did was leave because it really opened up my horizons to see everything else in the world. And yeah, just move on. Pretty much. That's what I would say for that. Anyway, that's the end of the advice that I've got for this. It's all the time I've got. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys keeping up with these and watching all my other videos. I'll have some more stuff coming soon. I just put up a video. By the time this goes up, should have been Friday. So the Breath of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild review should be out there. Hopefully you've seen it, or you haven't seen it. You need to see it, or whatever. But I thought it was decent. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm like my worst critic. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, because that helps me keep making these things. And if you want to see me do other stuff, by all means, let me know. I am going to eventually get back to doing more cheat engine stuff, because I have a couple things that I want to go over with that. But that's pretty much it. So I'll see you next time. Take it easy and try not to die.